Hey you guys, sorry that I'm gone. I will be gone the rest of this week. My plan is to be back next week. My dad died, so this is going to be kind of fast, okay? You can do this. This first section is not too difficult. We're talking about the volume of a solid. And when we talk about that, we're talking, what I mean is the number of cubic units contained inside. Okay, this is three-dimensional. This is the first time that we've done 3D. We were doing flat squares, flat triangles. Now we're talking 3D dimensions, right? We've got height, we've got width, we've got length. There's going to be 3 different dimensions when we do these, okay? You might want to think ice cubes. If they're cubes, like old school ice cubes, that would be a cubic, let's say they're, 2 cubic inches, okay? I'll give you a couple examples. This is a 3-dimensional. This is called a prism. We'll talk about it. Okay, notice these are called bases, the top and the bottom. They're the same shape and they're parallel to each other. Okay, and they're both triangles. We're going to talk about, this would be another prism. The top and the bottom, or you could lay it this way and call this the top and this the bottom. These are rectangles, right? The top and bottom this way are also rectangles. They kind of look like maybe a square. I have, if you look at the stack of these together, where you could think like if they weren't all together. I use this for 2 things. Like this is like an oatmeal container, right? Or a cup. And the top, this is a cylinder we'll talk about, and the top and the bottom, again, they're parallel to each other. They're the same shape on top and on bottom. These really aren't too bad. So when we talk a cylinder, okay, first the bases are the top and bottom. They have 2 congruent circles for the bases. Okay, that's what we're talking. When we talk the base, we're usually thinking top and bottom. Bases, I'll put in parentheses, the top and bottom are parallel and always the same shape. Okay? This one is oblique. You don't need to know that word, but this one is a right cylinder because it stands up straight. This one's like at an angle, right? It's cockeyed. The height of the ones, we are not going to do obliques. We are only going to do right cylinders, and the height is the distance between the bases. It will always be, because it's distance, you are looking for perpendicular, right? That's going to give you your height. You have to look for that. And when they say H, that means it's the height. So when they're telling you H, it automatically implies that it's perpendicular. So when you're doing this, you're for a circle, well, both of these, it's going to be the volume. Oh, that's an L. Sorry, you guys. The volume equals the area of the base times the height. Okay? Because this is a circle, your volume is going to be the top and bottom are circles, right? Circles, circles. The bases are circles. So the area of a base is pi times radius squared. And then the height is the height. this is not bad. Look at my stack of coasters. Okay, they're just some cork coasters. If I want to know the volume inside of here, how many ice cubes could fit in there, you can see that the base is a circle. So I'm going to find the area of the base, right? So I'm going to go to find the area of this base. I take my radius, right? And I go pi, area equals pi times radius squared, right? That's how I find the area of just this one circle. And then this is 4 tall. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I want to find out how much volume of cork did I need to make this cylinder, then you would go the area of the base times the height. How far apart are the two bases? This distance right here is its height. So I would measure the height to find it. Okay? That's how you do that one. Now, a prism is very, very similar, except that, okay, your bases might be different shapes. I could have a rectangle, right? I could have, like this one here, my candy box, right? It could be a triangle. But the big thing is that the top and the bottom, the bases are the same shape and they're parallel. So you find the area of the base and you multiply it by the height. If it's laying down, I could still go, my bases, my two parallel sides that are the same shape are my bases. So my bases would be these triangles, and then what's the distance between? So when we do a prism, okay, we're going to have two congruent polygons for bases, okay? It could be any polygon. It could be squares, rectangles, triangles, pentagons. You guys got the idea, right? Okay, so these are my bases. Bases again are, I'll put bases, the same, it has to be the same, congruent shapes, and they're going to be parallel. Okay, again, your height is the distance between the bases. So the only thing different, a cylinder is called a cylinder because they're round. You guys that work on cars, you know cylinders, they're round. So the top and bottom base will be circles. The logic is the same though, except this is a circle. That's it. Prism just means they're polygons. So when I do this one, it is going to be volume equals area of base times height. So whatever this shape is, I cannot give you a specific formula. This one I could because it's a circle. This is my formula for the area of a circle. This one, it all depends on the shape. So you might want to keep, 11.3 notes handy for your formulas, for the area formulas. That might help you. Okay, so let's do this one right here, the volume of this prism. Okay, my bases, right, top and bottom. So my base will be, this one will be a base, my top, right? And then my bottom down here. You could go left and right sides too, doesn't matter. So my base is, this is 5, this is 8. So this is also 8. Every dimension going left to right is 8. So this is 8, this is 5, so this is also 5. So my bases are rectangles. and they're 8 by 5. So the area equals, it's a rectangle, so it's length times width, which area equals 8 times 5. So to find the volume, I'm going volume equals the base area times my height, which is my distance between my bases. This is my distance between. And you're just going length times width times height, you guys. So in this one, it's going to be volume equals length times width times height. So my base is 8 times 5. And then how far apart are their top, right? Here's my bottom, here's my top. How far apart are they? They are 3 inches apart, times 3. So 8 times 5 is 40. 40 times 3 is 120. And these are inches cubed. Okay, there's one. I'm going to do volume of the cylinder. This is called a cylinder because the top and the bottom are circles. So I have to find the area of the circle, right? Volume equals area of the circle times the distance between the two circles, the distance between the two bases, the height. So what is the radius of this? The radius is 4. What is the shape of the base? It is a circle. And the area is pi r squared, right? So shape and the formula for the area of the base. What is the formula for volume? I wrote that here, okay? Volume is always going to be 3 dimensions, but volume is always going to be area of base times the height. So the volume of this cylinder is going to be pi r squared, so pi times 4 squared. How far apart are these two circles? What is my distance between them? It's 13 centimeters. So you're going to type all that in, pi times 4 squared times 13, okay? And then it's going to be centimeters cubed. So this is your first lesson. The keys up front, like always, you have to show your work. This one, I want to talk about number 5 real quick. 5 and 6 are more difficult for some of you guys. It says find the missing dimension. What I found on your test was you guys have to write the formula. The formula tells you the answer. First, I'm going to write down this is a prism. I know that the volume of a prism, I'm going to put the V. You have to put V equals base area times the height, okay? So on this one, my base is going to be 5 times S. This is an S here, okay? So I'm going to change it to an X. So my base area is a rectangle, might be a square, I don't know. Rectangle, area equals length times width. So I'm going length times width times height is my volume. So it tells me the volume is 240. So 240 is going in for volume. It has to go on the left side. My length and width, it doesn't matter the order, but I've got 5 times X times my height, which is 8. Okay? Go ahead and multiply your 5 and 8 together, and then divide both sides and solve for X. Same thing over here, except this time it's a cylinder. So you're getting circles for the bases. So you're going to go volume equals the area of the base, the circle, times the distance between the two circles. Okay? That's it. That's how you do today's assignment. I hope you guys do okay.